In its campaign to take over the universe, evil conqueror Shokan has decided to expand his empire by invading Earthrealm, and so gave Shang Tsung the lead into enslaving humanity. But there was a catch. As ordered by the Elder Gods, the only way for Shang Tsung to invade Earthrealm was to beat its champions 10 times in a row in the Mortal Kombat tournament, a great fighting event held at once every 50 years. Despite having ninjas and killer robots, which are more like cyborgs, at his disposal, Shang Tsung knew that with Earthrealm's mighty martial artists, winning the tournament 10 times over will be no easy task. To make sure the invasion goes on as planned, he'd need more than just a group of heavy-duty fighters, so he got himself a monster. A mighty creature that towers over his opponents. A monster that can strike fear into the hearts of his victims. Nah, I'm just pulling your leg. This monster was Goro. The Prince of the Shokan, four-armed hybrids between fighters and dragons, and Shang Tsung's personal ring bouncer. Goro attained the title of Prince not just from his royal lineage, but through means of combat. After fighting and defeating his brother Durak in a battle for succession of the throne, it is worth of mention that while Durak was keeping the advantage for the majority of the battle, it was Goro's dirty playing and traitorous cunning that won him the battle. And ever since Shang Tsung recruited him, he's been effortlessly mowing down fighters in the ring for nearly 500 years. Goro's quadrimanual anatomy and humongous stature gives him a distinct advantage in combat, allowing him to grapple and easily overpower any human enemy while simultaneously giving them the beating of a lifetime. Or death time in this case. He has mastered two separate fighting styles, the Shokan and the Quoten, both focusing on overpowering his enemies with his sheer physique, and considering he's strong enough to create an earthquake by pounding the ground and dismember a human body with ease, he needs and relies on a few other assets. But as if this was not enough killing power, he puts up a little bit more firepower into the fight, having knowledge in basic sorcery. Goro can create and emit fire from his hands and shoot fireballs from his face. And just in case a classic brawl is not enough, Goro uses 4 sets of sharp gauntlets named Dragon Fangs to gore on enemies even more. As all of Shang Tsung's fighters, Goro fights with no mercy and always ends his battles with a trademark fatality. Not only strong enough to completely tear a human body apart limb from limb, he can also tear a human skull in 4 and snap a human body in half. He can somehow even cause the enemy to explode and eject its bones just by pounding them repeatedly. A set of abilities and might to match has earned Goro a remarkable reputation even among Shang Tsung's forces. And he has been undefeated in Mortal Kombat for 500 years, having accomplished even a task that Shang Tsung himself failed to do himself, defeating and ultimately killing the monk Kung Lao. However, when Goro's fame was at its peak, it took a drastic fall during the tense competition, when he encountered Kung Lao's descendant, Liu Kang, who not only gave Goro his first humiliating defeat in half a millennia, but also beat his master Shang Tsung and claimed victory for Earthrealm. Ever since that day onward, things went downhill for Goro, and despite his former fame, he suffered repeated defeat at the hands of various Earthrealm warriors such as Sonya Blade, Raiden, and yes, Johnny Cage. Even a spoiled movie star who always has some sort of fetish about harming a person's genitals as much as humanly possible, took the better of the mighty Goro. Goro is also very slow. However, despite this fact, Goro is and remains one of Earthrealm's mightiest adversaries, and is in no way something to be laughed at. When those four arms get a hold of you, you're as good as dead. In the past of the Killer Instinct tournament, in order to and keep its dominance over the human population, Ultratech has provided the assistance of cyborgs, beastmen, dinosaurs, aliens, and even gods to fight on their behalf in the competition. But all of the monstrosities in the pile, none can compare with this brutal demigod whose origin story most likely inspired the God of War series. There is a tale dating back centuries, a tale of a boy whose village got rampaged by the merciless fiend overlords named Gargos. Vowing to defeat Gargos and avenge his family, the young man challenged the gods themselves in order to attain power strong enough to kill his adversary. But even after having accomplished this much, the same gods made sure he paid for his heresy. As a cost for attaining great power, the man was transformed into a hideous gargantuan, bicephalous cyclopean monster, and so Eyedol was born. True to his promise, Eyedol challenged and bested Gargos in a brutal battle. But the triumph was short while. With both overlords sworn out from the fight, the ancient wizards took their chance to cast a spell that would banish both Gargos and Eyedol into another dimension. Eyedol remained trapped and imprisoned for 2,000 years, until Ultratech scientists cracked his prison by pure accident. Exhausted and on the verge of death, Eyedol was now facing an entirely different kind of powerful force: human technology. Having failed to free himself, Eyedol was forced to enlist into the Killer Instinct tournament and defeat any soul that somehow manages to break through all the way to the finals. A job Eyedol kept on completing without much effort. Being the largest and strongest competitor in the tournament, Eyedol is brutally strong and unusually fast for his large bulk, capable of easily killing a man in a single long streak of merciless combos. In addition to his bulky physique, Eyedol brings several more assets to the fight. Powerful horn charge, a ground-trembling stomp move, a big-ass club. The club or mace is Eyedol's pride and joy, capable not only of delivering devastating blows, but can also deflect projectiles such as fireballs and missiles. Speaking of which, Eyedol can shoot fireballs himself, and even chains 3 of them in a row, giving him an unfair advantage in both short range and long range. As mentioned earlier, Eyedol sure can move and deliver devastating chains of blows, but this comes at a slight cost. With all the combos he can manage, Eyedol lacks a proper finishing move, and does not even possess a no mercy skill. Then on the other hand, when you're getting clobbered by a giant club-wielding monster, a quick death is really an easy way out. Using his devastating arsenal and skills, Eyedol has secured the final spot in the Killer Instinct tournament for years. That is, until his fatal encounter with a woman. After reigning supreme for 2 millennia, Eyedol's triumph met its end when a woman named Black Orchid challenged him in the final fight, defeating and killing the warlord and ending his victory streak. Still, it is worth mentioning before this event occurred, Eyedol was a formidable opponent, having fought and defeated robots, fighters, monks, beasts, undead, and other warlords. His brutality only matched by his prowess in battle, and his name spoken in utter fear. Well, except for Black Orchid, obviously.
Fight!
So why did Goro win? When it came to close range combat, Goro's extra arms played a big factor in the fight with Eyedol, and Goro has more experience than Eyedol. Goro's fought opponents that are far faster, far stronger, and is even more powerful than Eyedol, while Eyedol mostly fought opponents who are not as powerful as he is. Goro may have lost to Liu Kang, but he lost to Liu Kang when he was still in top physical form, while Eyedol was forced to fight Orchid when he was critically injured, and he was eventually killed by Orchid, while Goro lived on to keep on fighting. In the end, Eyedol was just half the demigod he used to be. The winner is Goro.